I am really sorry for the quality of the audio in this intro.
Hi, welcome to Dreamer Street. My name is Katya. First of all, it's finally summer, and as it often happens, during the winter, someone crawled into my wardrobe and made all my clothes 2 sizes too small for me. Secondly, I get asked a lot about where do I find time to accomplish all my sewing projects, crafts and cosplay. And honestly, I'm still trying to find this work-life craft balance where I can complete something without totally trashing all of my apartment and not seeing my friends and family for like 3 weeks in a row. So these two factors gave me an idea for this video. Making a summer wardrobe while working 9 to 5, cleaning up, going out and having some crying pit stops. Or if you put it in a more clickbaity way, how much can I sew in a week, realistically? So when I say summer wardrobe, what do I exactly mean? Scrunchies, a skirt, a bucket hat, a shirt or two, a pair of shorts or two, detachable collars, a t-shirt, a badge, and a top. Of course, it's not realistic to complete all of those projects with my sanity, cleanliness of my house, and my corporate ladder intact, so that's gonna be like my program maximum. So let's go! Okay, today is Monday, day 1 of the project, and I came from work, the laundry is laundering, and today I'm going to try to make scrunchies out of the fabrics that I initially planned to use for this project, to make like shorts and panamas and such. I'll start with scrunchies. I've never made scrunchies before. I need to Google the tutorial and I'll try to... Oh, I will have to also change the thread every time because they're all different colors. Well, not even sure if I have all the threads. We'll see how it goes. Here are the fabrics I want to use for this project and like for scrunchies. First of all, this lovely stripy fabric that I'm going to also try to make shirt from is gonna be scrunchie number 1. Also, I have this leftover of my Wheelers cosplay, and I think this fabric is pretty badass, so I'm going to try to use this. It's stretchy, and that one was cotton. Also, My Chemical Romance t-shirt. Also, this brilliant neon green fabric. It's like not super neon, but it's like pretty bright. It's also cotton. We'll see how much time I have. I have like about an hour, and I also need to water my plants today.
Taking my measurements from the internet, I have made a pattern.
It's so much bigger than I thought it would be. How come it's so big? It's like the length of my hand. What? Why?
To make a scrunchie, you're gonna need a 9 inches long elastic and a piece of fabric 22 inches and 3 inches long and wide. First you must do a little tube with the fabric, then turn it inside out, put the elastic in, tie it and sew it all together. Whoa, this looks just like Beetlejuice's sandworm! Using a good old safety pin method, I put the elastic inside of the fabric tube. And now this scrunchie is almost ready. You just need to close both ends, making sure the elastic knot is inside and not on the seam, and sew it together. For the first time the whole process took me about 30 minutes, but I'm sure if you making your 6th or 5th scrunchie, it's all gonna take you about 15. Or maybe even 10. Or maybe even 5.
It's Tuesday and I haven't really done anything today because we went to see Thunderbolts in the movie, and this movie made me cry several times, which never happened with Marvel movies before. But I got some materials, wait. I got this neon green, wow, it shines in this lighting. I got this neon green thread, I got purple thread, and I got some neon green ribbon. So yeah, nothing done, cinema scene, materials, got it. Today is Wednesday, my dudes, and the bad news is that I had to stay at work later than usual. And the good news is that it was because we were eating the cake for my boss's birthday. So now I have to install the anti-mosquito net on my window, and then I can try to gain some power to actually saw something.
Now let's get back to the project. And look what was inside of the fabric, a little sweet treat for later. Today I decided to start my long layered skirt, tiered skirt. Yeah, that's how it's called. Each tier is going to be about 30 centimeters long, so basically I'm going to cut all the fabric into strips and then gathering them together, making each layer closer to the floor, longer than the previous one. Because the skirt is very gathered, the length of each layer is pretty big, so the first layer is 2 meters long, the second layer is 2.5 meters long, and the third layer is about 3 or even more meters long. So gathering it took me the whole Thursday. And the whole Friday night as well. On Saturday, the gathering was finally over, so I stitched the layers together. We're still gathering a little bit because I can never calculate it well. On Sunday, the skirt finally started to look like a skirt, and I had to add an elastic into the belt. First, I made a little tube in the top of the skirt to insert my 4 centimeters elastic in, and then I measured how tight of a skirt I want it to be. The whole good old safety pin trick here wasn't as neat as with the scrunchie, because I once lost the other side of the elastic, and then all the elastic twisted around a couple of times, and the safety pin itself also didn't like the experience.
So I inserted the rubber band into my skirt, and it's fine. Now I need to secure it, and to stitch through it and put it in place with more thread, you got to like stretch it for the whole time when you sew it, and it's like 2 meters of fabric, so you got to need a lot of muscles for that. And I'm not going to install any pockets in here because maybe a hot take, but not every garment needs pockets. Okay, so this skirt is ready. This is just some leftover fabric, it's not a thing. Here's what I have so far. So now I'm going to make a short, and I hope to finish it today. And the time is almost 4 p.m. Am I gonna make it today? I don't know. I have a lot of plans and not a lot of time or energy. For the pattern I'm going to use the pattern that I copied from this shirt I'm wearing right now, and I want to make it not like cropped completely because my tummy ain't no one's business, but I want to make it shorter than the usual short that I wear. First of all, I will make the shirt out of this fabric, so it will have some Beetlejuice vibes. And then if I have some time, I want to use this fabric for at least something as well.
Because the upper back of the shirt is doubled, I can show you a little trick how to insert the front of the shirt in between those layers. The trick is that you have to put them inside and then flip it inside out, and it's gonna be sandwiched just in between. Of course, if you took the right half of the front, which I didn't.
Oh, god damn it.
When I'm sewing the clothes that is going to directly contact with my skin, I usually like to use the French seam method, which means that you first sew the seam outside and then you sew it once again inside, so it's nice and finished. The base of the shirt is now complete and it's time to insert the button closure. For all the accents on the shirt and the button loops, I decided to use a contrasting neon green thread, and although my sewing machine can make buttonholes, I decided to make them by hand this time. And with all the finishing touches ready, I am ready to present you what can I sew in a week. Ta-da! And just like that, this project is complete. Not gonna lie, I expected to make a lot more than this, but I also did not expect to get diagnosed with depression and getting sick the same weekend. In total, I managed to make about 5 or 6 scrunches, a shirt, a skirt, and this interesting scarf thing that I just made from leftovers of the skirt fabric. I'm in love with the skirt and I think I've worn it pretty much every day since I made it. It's super comfortable, swooshy and just the right length, and it goes pretty much with everything. The shirt, however, gave me lots of troubles because, first of all, it consists of more parts than a skirt, and they all sort of need to be adjusted and matched together. The back of the shirt isn't perfect and the collar, my nemesis, is, as always, doing its own thing, but I still think it's pretty decent. Making so many fun and colorful scrunches actually leveled up my life quality because it elevates an outfit, it's more pleasant than just regular rubber bands for hair, and I'm pretty sure it's more healthy for the hair. So now I think that every time I'm going to make an outfit or a top out of some fabric, I will always try to make a scrunchie in a matching color from the leftover fabrics. So anyway, it was a fun reality check and now I know better my limits. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on this project, and I'll see you in my next video, which is probably going to be one more cosplay. Bye!
Working at fire, going out, cleaning up. Is it a good light? Absolutely no. Okay, so I did not record it. Fuck. I wanted to say something else, but I forgot.